Is there a God? That's the question that most people ask now. Is there a God?
Yeah, is there a God?
People don't believe there is a God. So what would be the answer to somebody who say, is there a God?
Well, the first thing what I do when somebody asks me, is there a God? I try to say, well, for a start, God is a word. Now, what does this word mean? You know? So that would be the kind of question I would kind of answer now. When somebody say, is there a God? Eh? Because like I say, God is just a word. But each word is pointing to something. Now, to me, God indicates that there is some state that is good. That's what the word God is trying to point out to me anyway. That there is some form of goodness somewhere. Now, is there some form of goodness anywhere? I would say yes. Where could you find this goodness from? From within your own self. The closest thing I could tell you, man, you probably say conscience is a good thing then. So let's say, I know most people won't accept this, but let's say conscience is God. Yeah? Right. Now, to me, if a man, say for example, if a human follow his own conscience, I reckon that human won't do anything wicked and evil and greedy and lustful, because I don't find conscience to be such a thing. So as far as I'm concerned, conscience is God. That's what I would tell a man. Right. Conscience is God. You know, you could also, maybe you could say to me, well, how did you come to such a decision? That conscience is God. Sure, I never just wake up one day and decide that conscience is God. So how did I decide that conscience is God? It would be best if I try and explain that. You know, how did I come to such a decision? Because surely I was born and when I was 5 years old, I wasn't thinking like this. Neither was I thinking like this when I was 21, 22, 23. In fact, I never come to my change until I was 27. Now, I find out about God without, what I would call it, without searching for God then. Because when I was a kid, or growing up, they don't say growing up, I never believed in God really. Because of what the people in the church tell me, or people around me, you know, when they say God do certain things, I just never believe it anyway. So I just grew up without a belief. But when I was 27, basically, before I was 27, I was a man who have my drink, have my woman, do my gambling. Now, when I was drinking, I never liked drinking, really, but I never tell anyone, because everyone drinks, so we are socializing, and, you know. Anyway, one morning when I was 27, I wake up, and it's like something that says to me, why are you drinking when you know you don't like drinking? You're a hypocrite. So I said to myself, yeah, I'm going to stop drinking, and I just stop. Don't forget, you know, I wasn't looking for God, you know. This was just a personal thing at me. Anyway, I stopped drinking. Within about 2 weeks, it was, why are you gambling when you know you don't like gambling? Not that I never like gambling, but I never like losing my money. But when I lose, and I don't like it, I never show people that I was hurt inside. So my own self showed me that that was another pretense. So I give that up as well. And the last thing I give up was womanizing. Because when you have one woman here, and one woman there, and you leave from this one and come back to that one, and this one say, where have you been? You have to say, well, I was over there. So you have to lie. Now if you're lying is not compatible with knowing the truth. Anyway, I stopped those things, and naturally, because I stopped doing those things, now I start to read and to cut the story short, right? After about 9 months, I had what these humans would call a vision. Yeah. Now the vision was of my own head, what's happening inside my own mind then. And what it is, don't forget, if a doctor should cut your head and look in it, he won't find this thing. Because we're not talking about a physical thing, we're talking about a non-physical. Anyway, in the head there is 2 small forms of the human body. That means they look like 2 little men. One is dark, and that is the one that looks through the eye, like that. That means I could look at you and tell you a lie without you don't even know that I'm lying to you. You cannot see me really. But behind me in my head is another little man that is completely light. And he lights up this little dark man over there, and he knows everything that this man is doing. Now I'm telling you that this light man is God. Because this light man ride with everybody, whether you are a male or whether you are a female. So that's how I come to understand who and what God is, and can explain that to you. Now, you don't have to believe all this, you know. But it's a fact. Yeah, it's a fact. Fact, just like how you see this iron here, or this lighter that you see in my hand. This lighter is a fact, innit? What I just tell you is a fact. Yeah, and that's why you can you hide from yourself? Yeah. Can you? No. Have you ever considered why you cannot do it? This is why I'm telling you the exact reason why you cannot do it. Because the spirit of what you call God is within you and lights you up and see you. Just like how I'm looking at you like this and can see your hands in it. So God is just like that in you, whether you're male or female, seeing exactly what you're doing, seeing your little hate and your little greed and your little lust and all the little lies that you're telling and hiding from the outside people. So that was how I come to know that. That's why I call it conscience. Now, it's just a matter of speaking. You can call it whatever you want. You don't have to call it conscience. Call it the spirit, call it the sun, call it whatever you choose. I am just saying that there is something in you that watch you from within. Yes, sir.
So, what does it take to come to truth then? Because to find this, do you have to have an education? Do you have to understand scripture? Do you have to understand certain things? Can somebody who is not educated understand at that kind of level, a high level?
I'm glad you asked that question, because I would like to explain this to you. Now, I would be what you call in the educational system thick. That's what they call people like that in England who are not educated, thick. That means I'm so thick I don't even know what measurement it is, or meters, or centimeters, and all these other meters, or feet, or whatever. Because I was not a man who went to school regular. Because my mom and dad leave Jamaica and come to England, leave me with my gran, and it was only me and my gran. I could get away with not going to school that regular, which I did. Not go to school regular. And there was a period where I never went to school from 12 to 15. No, this has got nothing to do with whether you can understand scripture, or whether you can read or write or not. It's a very, very simple thing. All you need to do is that if you're a liar, learn to stop lying. And if you're a hater, stop hating. If you're greedy, those are the things that you do if you want to come to truth. Similar to if you want to get your body fit. You must do some work. You must exercise your body. You ain't going to get your body fit by just sitting down on that chair. You must get up and go and do the relevant exercises, be it swimming, running, jumping, whatever it is that you choose. But you must do some work. Similar thing is the mind. The mind will work even when it's not fit. But if you get it fit, it will work more efficiently. Now, what would you have to do to get, what kind of exercises do you have to do to get the mind fit? Trying to, are simple. Stop lying. Stop being greedy. Stop being lustful. Stop being a racist if you want, then, stop being these negative things. And when you, at first it might be difficult, simulator, when you start to train the body, you might even hurt a bit, But if you are persistent, after a while it just becomes natural. Just the same way your mind will develop natural after when you train it. But you train it by getting rid of the negative.
So what relevance then would you say is knowledge? What can knowledge do for a person then? Because would knowledge get your mind fit? Because a lot of people would say that reading books and studying will get your mind fit as well.
No. knowledge is not a bad thing, you know. Knowledge is a good thing. But having knowledge is not going to make your mind fit. Might make you rich though. Might make you have loads of money and loads of girls and all these things and, you know, all these other things. And the thing with knowledge as well, you can acquire it even when you have no moral character about you. You can be a racist, or you can even be a pedophile and murder and all those things. All these vile things you can do while having knowledge. But know one thing though, you cannot possess wisdom. Not while you like that. You would have to change. And this is where now most humans fail, because they don't want to change. They enjoy the possession that knowledge gives them. You know, even though they have to do violent, you know, and human things to acquire these knowledge and to keep it. But wisdom, they will never have. You cannot have wisdom in your heart. You know, you'll never possess wisdom, and your eyes, you'll just, even though you're knowledgeable, it's like you was born on this earth, right? But you'll never learn nothing. Even though you own the whole of the earth. It's like you're a dead spirit. You know, I feel sorry for a person like that, you know, who does come here and have plenty knowledge and no wisdom. And a lot of the most knowledgeable people as well, they are the most educated. The educated people on this planet are the most stupidest. Because education, not that education is a bad thing, you know, it's a good thing to have education, but education can drunk you. See? And then you might use your education to exploit those who are not educated. Hence the fact that education is a dangerous thing in the hands of fools. So you have to be careful with the education, you know, and don't think that I'm cursing education. Just like I'm not cursing knowledge. It's a good thing to have knowledge. You know what I mean? But knowledge without wisdom is dangerous. Education without wisdom is dangerous. Anything without wisdom is dangerous, you understand? So one must acquire wisdom to manage the things that one might, you know, to have fools running around with knowledge. It's a dangerous mixture. You can see what's happening in the earth anyway. These are great men of knowledge. These are some of the most knowledgeable men. You can go and read the history, they'll tell you. We know great knowledge, they study everything, they know everything from the moon to the star. And look what they're doing on the earth, you know. They nearly bring us to the edge of what you would call extinction, these fools, these knowledgeable fools. And a little drop of wisdom would cure all that.
Right, let me put this to you.
Yes, sir.
So, I'm a poor man. I have very little food to eat, little to drink. I live in poverty. You come in talking to me about wisdom when my belly's rumbling. So what is more important to me, really? Because to me, I need food, I need clothes, I need shelter. So before I'll even get on that level of wisdom, I must first have them basic human things. So the difficulty is that in order for me to reach that level, shouldn't I have the basic things in place first before I can even think of rising to a certain level? Because when a man's hungry, he can't think. When a man's sick, he can't think. So what is the most important thing to a man then? Basically, because without food and shelter and so on, whatever, it's difficult for a man to reach that, some people will say.
And I would agree with those people as well, that under those circumstances, it is difficult. It's difficult for a poor man to see wisdom when he's suffering, under the suffering that he's suffering, whatever that suffering is. You know what I mean? It's extremely difficult. It's as difficult as the rich man, the man who is very rich, to see wisdom. Because when he is very rich like that and have all his money, he's blind to wisdom because he can do what he wants. He can get what he want, buy what he want. While the poor man now, he probably is cursing in his position that, surely there can't be a God because I'm in this position, I'm in that position. So we can think various ways about this, but what we have to understand is this now, that we are in a situation. Put it with like, if you understand that there is a creator has put us in a position, rich and poor. Now we're not here forever either, We're not here. we're not here forever. Yeah. So we can say to ourselves, right, I find myself in a poverty situation, but this situation shouldn't really be. We should have really been in a position where we are living good. And then when everything is a level playing field. And I do agree with you when you said, well, for a man to see wisdom, he should be in a certain position where he's comfortable and thing. But the fact is, we're not in a comfortable position. We are in a dimension where there is positive and there is negative. Now, I do agree with one thing, like I say, it will be harder for you now to understand wisdom when you have the other care of looking after your children, finding food and boo. But it depends as well on the situation that you are in and who is around you and how you are living with the people who you are around. Because you can live in a poor situation still as a poor man, but if you're a good man still, you won't go hungry. The reason why you won't go hungry is because if one day come and you're hungry, people will help you. Because of your wisdom, you won't be sitting waiting on people for food or be doing certain things or carrying out certain activities. So if one day you should go to a man and say, listen John, you know something, I don't have £5 today, you will get it. So things, even under extreme situation, depends on how you are behaving still. You know what I mean? I know that's not an easy question, and I'm not here to give an answer to everything, because I'm a man who always say one thing as well. Some business is man business and some business is God business. A similar thing would be that if you live in a community and you're cooking food, everyone is cooking food, but you don't pay no attention to your pot. You're forever looking what John is cooking, what Mary is, and talking about what they're doing, your food will spoil because you haven't paid attention. It's the same thing with God. Some business is man business and something business is God business. You are supposed to pay attention to your business. A similar thing to you now, wasting time trying to find out who was the first man on earth or how God started things. That is not your business, that is God business. Leave God business alone. You was born in 1960 or 1982 or 90. That is when your business begin. You don't have to go racing but no talking about things that you don't know. It's better you just simply say to the people, listen, how things start I don't know. The only thing that I do now, I know that I'm living now, and I know that I've got a choice to do good or bad, or to be wicked or to be good. I know about that. But how God create this, how would I know that's his business? You know, because God is a thing, you know. I tell you something about God. Now, you can know God. Like, I'm just here been telling people that I know God. But you can't know God really. The reason why you cannot know God, when I say you cannot know God, I mean you cannot know God in his entirety. Because God is like the universe. There is no end to it. But that doesn't mean that you can't travel up for miles and miles studying this planet, that planet. You can learn lots. So in the same way you can learn lots about God, but you cannot learn the entirety about God.
Right, a serious question and serious question.
Yes, sir. I like serious question. We only deal with serious business.
Right. So there's God, and as many religions would have it, there is a devil.
Yeah. Oh, I like to touch on that devil because we always harping on about God. But let I hear your question first.
Yeah. So the problem is there's a devil. So according to scriptures, when man does evil, he does it under the influence of the devil. And a lot of people in the church or whoever, whatever religion, believe that the devil is the cause of a lot of the sin in the world.
Yeah. So I say they keep blaming my good friend the devil.
So I would like to know from your perspective what you think the devil is.
Right. You remember before when you ask about who God is, when we try to explain God, we try and say that God was the conscience. Yeah? Now, let's just imagine. We have to use our imagination, because don't forget, when we talk about either the God or the devil or spirit, we're talking about non-physical, not physical matter. So we have to use more words so you might get a feeling of who the devil is. We cannot bring the evidence of the devil and say, well, there he is. We're talking about internal forces. Now the devil, just like how God is a part of us, the devil too is a part of us. Now the role that the devil plays within you would be something similar to this. Like the devil might come to you and say, listen, you know, next door neighbor's got a big box of gold over there, you know. And if you could break in when they're not in, or even when they're in, and just grab it, you could set yourself up something nice. That is what the devil says to you now. But the devil now, he don't force you to do this, you know. He make a suggestion to you. Meaning that he ain't carrying out no action whatsoever. His sole purpose is to present temptation to you. But he is completely neutral. He is not taking any side. So, the devil, it ain't no man sitting nowhere with a fork or anything waiting to do no evil thing. To understand the devil, you must learn to understand yourself. It'll be like if you go in a jungle, right? In the jungle, there's lots of dangerous animals in there. It would be foolish for you to just rush in there and just sleep. Because, you know, anything can come and sting. You have to study. You must study the jungle first, and then you can set yourself up and live there. So it's the same thing. You must study the devil, find out who the devil is, what the devil does. So there's a part of you that tempts you. And that part either tempt you from within your own mind, or it comes to a next person and suggests negative things to you. But unless a man coming, because the devil ain't coming with a gun as far as I see, sticking a man up and say, listen, go and rob next door, else I blow your head off. It is a thought that the devil, what you call the devil, which is only the negative part of our own self. So what would be the point anyway of a man being terrified of his own self? Or a part of his own being? It doesn't make no sense, is it? It's best for you to observe what this part is doing now, and then you will probably find out you can have a conversation with the devil. And then the devil himself will say, listen, all I'm doing is tempting you, innit? What's wrong with that? I ain't forcing you to do nothing. You said there's a God, why don't you believe in God then? And God is telling you not to do what I'm telling you, so why don't you do that? You got your own choice. What is the big deal? In fact, the devil will tell you, see you, what you do, right, you man, or woman, whoever you are, what you do is either put the blame on me. I would say man first, because this is man chief that do it. He either put the blame on the devil, or he say that woman is the root of all evil, or money is the root of all evil. When all this time it's him. He's the root of all evil, because he's the one carrying out, like if you look on this planet, innit? I wouldn't say it was the bird who was carrying out evil, or even the lion and the dog them, you know, or the bear or the fly. I even say chiefly woman then, for that matter. Not saying woman don't evil as well, but I wouldn't say there was the chief instigator. I would have to say it was man who was the evil. And you know how men stay as well, they always look around and say, well, that man is the ringleader. I would have to say the white man is the ringleader of the devilish thing that is going on the planet. And not that there's a devil driving him, it's just he's the one that is drawing the inspiration from, and you know. But the devil itself is not a force that is out there. It's like, you don't see night and day fighting, do you? So positive and negative is not at no war. You know, in the big scheme of creation. There is no, so I don't know where people get this devil from. And if you believe in God anyway, like I say, you must know God is the creator. So as if I am the devil then, okay, I love to speak on behalf of the devil. I always say to people then, you say that God is you're forever harping on God is the creator, God created everything. So you know that God created me, because you would never in your wildest dream even say that I was a creator. Because I'm not a creator. Only one creator. Everything we know that is one. And even me, the devil, agree with you. And I'm telling you, God created me. Yeah? And I'm higher than it. All you talk harping about Jesus and Muhammad and them, man, I'm higher than them. Because I used to tempt them. And them dead. Them not even here, them dead. I'm still here tempting, man. And you that I'm speaking, even this man that is speaking, I'm tempting him. And when him dead, I'm tempting others. I tempt any man and any woman from time. I am the only force apart from what you call God that is around constantly. So you better get to know about me. How can you say you're searching? You're searching for God and all these things. You don't know nothing about the devil. No one is so stupid. You should learn about the devil.
So what do you think is the reason for man creating this kind of physical force of evil? Or the churches or so on?
Why?
What would be the advantage in doing?
Well, the advantage then of choosing the evil way is that you could live here comfortably in it. I mean, if you choose that way, if you bully me, for instance, then you can live and have my hi-fi and eat the best out of my fridge and everything. So there is a reward for following what is negative. You know, you can live quite similar to you being an informer. Imagine that you was an informer then. So because you are giving information to certain individual, whoever they are, they protect you if they are in power. So you don't get to go to no prison and you don't say you're in a little contract. So if you get in a little contract with the negative force, whoever they are, whoever picked that up, then that afford you now to live here comfortable on earth and enjoy the best of earth and everything. And you will not notice that you've got a thing that we call a memory. And that this thing is recording all the things that you are doing. All the little evil deeds that you do, see? Get recorded and that little thing there we call the memory. And guess what? When you finish now, all these sell out your soul that you sell out here and earth and thing, all that you have acquired, all the money like you have like Bill Gates or some 30 billion and 40 billion and 100 billion. Yeah, you have all them and you have all the gold mine and diamond mine and everything. You have to leave all that here still, you know. But you'll be taking your memory with you. Remember that. Because stored on that little disc, you know, little computer disc, is how you'll behave here. And you might think to yourself that, oh, when I die anyway, but you can't die. Imagine that. You're not going to die, you know. It's just, but someone or somebody has convinced you that you can die, or that you are only flesh and bone. You don't notice that the breath that you breathe is the most important thing. More important than food, more important than gold and diamond. But show it to me, you cannot see it. So that should show you the importance of the invisible over the visible. But you know, you don't pay no attention to what you can see, do you? You're only interested in what you can see. And you chase down what you can see. You know what I mean? When you go looking for God, you're running your building, you make churches and mosques where you claim big building running there. You run going up mountain and rivers, you know, looking for God. When all the time God is right within you. Even like some of them even say God is closer to us than our beards. So I say if God is closer to you than your own beard, then why are you doing looking for him in a book? You know these people who come with a book. I like to tell you something, right? You know the people them who come with a book, right? They like religious people then, be they Rasta, Christian, whatever. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyway. It's just a human talk. So now they come with the book and say, listen. Similar like they'll say, oh, like God give us a revelation, yeah? And we've got it in this little book here. But that is so ridiculous and stupid. It's like, for instance, now, if you could imagine a group of us, say me and you, say as black man then, we reach up and take out the sun out the sky. and say to the rest of man them on the earth, the white man them are the Indian and China man them, right? If you don't need any sunlight or if you don't want any, you don't have to come to us. Because we are now in control of the sunlight. Because this is how these bookmen are claiming that they are in control of truth, you know. As if truth is somebody's property. You hear what I'm saying? As if truth is somebody's property. It's only a lunatic that could think something like that, that truth is a property and that we've got it. Are you in some contract with God and he's giving you a little personal squeeze, you know? As if say, well, God set out his plan in the beginning, but he made a mistake, so he had to send some people to correct it, you know? And he give them a certain little thing that he never quite tell the rest of the people. But that is ridiculous. That is not the thinking of grown-up people, you know. That, like, people, like I said, they're very knowledgeable and advanced in knowledge then. But wisdom-wise, they're like they still live in what you call a cave, you know, about 3,000. They're like wild animals still, you know. You have to come and tame them, you know, say, you know, they're similar to how you break in a horse. This is how you have to break in these men of knowledge, you know. Because you're dealing with a wild beast, you know. You know? So you have to just kind of gently break him in because he'll be reeling up and going on with himself. But these people, man.